Hey fam, thank you for once again tuning in to Finally Wayne. As you can see, I got one of my besties here, Mr. Roberto. He's one of my official co-hosts on Finally Wayne's Uncovered Topics. He couldn't make it yesterday because he was stuck out of town. But he's here today, so what better to do but to Q&A him, right? Makes a lot of sense. Right. So here we go, Roberto. You ready? All right. So number one, same questions from yesterday, of course, because you're official co-host. What's your worst childhood memory that you could share?
The worst childhood memory is fighting at the church.
Fighting after church? Oh,
fighting
dang.
At the church was a nightmare.
Bullies in church?
Bullies in church.
Because believe it or not, I had some church bullies too. It wasn't only you know. But I ain't never have to fight in the hood because, you know, my brother was like crazy. So I never really had to fight in the hood.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're going to move on to number 2. If you could get the absolute truth to one question, what would you ask?
Somebody to be faithful to me, loyal, honesty, commitment.
So you would ask them why can't they be faithful and loyal? And I get it. Okay. All right. Number 3, moving on. What would you say are some of life's greatest challenges? A greatest challenge. Of course, you...
Working on me.
Working on you? Good one. That kind of mixes in with mine. I said becoming financially stable. It still mixes in there.
Right,
you know,
right.
because you're working on... Yeah, I got you. Okay, so we're going to move on. Number 4. If you could travel back to 1 year, what year and why that year?
I would have to say 2009, 10.
And why 2009, 10?
That's when I started to become partying. That's when I started to grow more.
Oh, okay. That's when you started to grow.
And that's the time I was starting to get knowing new people that God was putting in my path. So I started to meet certain people.
So that year, it's a memorable year.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. We're going to move on. Number 5. What if you identify they are what you need? Listen. But you're not physically attracted. What if you, I mean, I know you've been there because if you identify they are what you need, that means they're good for you, but they don't look good to you. What do you do in that situation? Like, how do you, like...
I had one guy who I thought he was the one, but I tended to find out he wasn't the one.
You weren't physically attracted to him?
Yes.
Oh. Wow. All right, we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Number 6. What's your ultimate deal breaker in a relationship? Yesterday at the discussion.
Oh my God.
This one was woo. What's your ultimate deal breaker in a relationship?
My deal breaker was finding myself.
Like,
I gotta love myself before I can love somebody else.
Let me say the question again so you understand. All right. What's your ultimate deal breaker in a relationship? Meaning, like, when do you say that's it? I'm done with this relationship. That's it. Like
that.
I had to repeat
it was a cutoff point where I told myself, like, if this guy hits me, if he wanted to act like he's my parent, then that's it.
Then that's it. Toxic.
Yeah.
And that was work wifey dug in that yesterday, and Nita. She was like, once you hit me, I'm gone. That's it.
That's it. Because that tells me that you don't love me no more.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. You know. All right, so we're gonna move on. Number 7. What is the strongest part of you versus the weakest part of you?
The strongest me is when I'm branching out.
So
people in.
Outgoing. That's the strongest part of you. Like, okay.
Attracting, pulling in people.
What is your weakest part? Like the weakest part of you?
Crying emotional.
So you're emotional.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Pisces, so we're emotional.
Oh yeah. Pisces are though. They are. They're good.
Yes.
Because my daddy's a Pisces.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to move on to number 8. What's the one thing you will never do again? The one thing. The thing that you just thought of.
That toxic relationship I'm not doing.
All right. All right, definitely no. Because toxic relationships never end well.
No.
You know, they never end well.
And
so that's something, once you realize you're in a toxic relationship, you should start finding yourself, like training your mind to be stronger than your heart. Like, you know, you have to.
There's been some guys who I was really in love with them, like I really wanted to be with them, and they decide, yeah, let's do this, but then they say, oh, to find out, oh, that's not what I want, and it's like, well, you should have told me that then before.
Life is such a twist, though. I mean, you never want who wants you. Like you never want who wants you. You
and
always
the people
want
that you really want
who
is
you
in a
can't
relationship.
have.
It's like,
what? You always want what you can't have. That's always like that. Yeah. We gonna move on. Number 9. Oh, if oral sex was the only way to have sex, would you be satisfied?
I would be.
You would be? I kind of expected that that answer, just knowing Roberto.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we gonna move on. We got there pretty quick too, but this ain't it. We got 2 more, all right? Number 10, what's the craziest thing you've done in the name of toxic? You just knew that it was like toxic.
When you start giving advices, but then you start to put yourself more as a parent than a partner. So you give me advices as a parent versus a partner.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, you're not gonna be with me no more. Okay, that's fine. You're never gonna find somebody like me. I'm like,
that's your
like,
toxic
what?
experience.
And then yes. So that made me open up more. Like, okay, I see what you're going. Then you're like, you're young and dumb. You're full of cum. You don't know what you're doing. And it's like, yeah, you're right. I am young. I'm younger than you.
Young, full of cum. Oh my. All right, we gonna move on though. Yeah. Number 11. The last one. On a scale from 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your sex life? Yesterday we got an 8.5 from Work Wifey. Shout out to my Work Wifey, Divine. And sis didn't give a number. She's celibate like me, so she was like, I'm celibate, so no sex life.
I would say 9.
9, okay.
9. Good
sexual life there, Roberto.
Because that's that percent. That's like, I'm not really into the mode of having sex right now.
Yeah.
So it falls in the line of asexual when you don't want to have sex. They call that asexual.
Well, that must be how I mean, of course I get the burns, but I'm not going to react.
Right.
Like I would react like, you know what I'm saying?
Right away.
Like, no.
Right.
It's all a part of me, like growing and like, you know, so that's it. But yes, thank you, Roberto, for coming on for your Q&A. As I said, I did his Q&A because he's the official co-host, one of my co-hosts for Uncover Topics. And we have another group discussion coming. I got so many Q&As coming up, and oh man, I want to get away from these questions, but I had to do these questions with him because he's the official co-host. Yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in, and we will talk to y'all later. Have a great evening. Bye-bye, folks.